So let me just say this. This is going to be the biggest matchup in the NFL this week. Two of the top five teams in the NFL right now, numbers 1 and 2 respectively in the AFC, with the Baltimore Ravens hosting the Miami Dolphins. Two of the top five offenses in the NFL, two of the top five defenses in the NFL, and numbers 1 and 2 respectively in regards to sacks, quarterback hits, and quarterback pressures. Guys, both of these offenses are going to go bananas. Both of these defenses are also going to go crazy. The Miami Dolphins are coming off an impressive win against the Dallas Cowboys. So mark the checkbox saying that the Dolphins can beat teams that are over 500. And beating the Cowboys was a huge statement. Can they continue that momentum heading into Baltimore? Now, Baltimore is also coming off a very, very, very impressive win against the San Francisco 49ers, where Brock Purdy threw 4 interceptions, and the Baltimore Ravens got 5 picks in total after Brock Purdy got benched because he got a stinger on his elbow. Both of these two teams, they have momentum. Both of these two teams have the confidence offensively and defensively. Since Jalen Ramsey came into the Dolphins week 9, the Dolphins defense is top 5. Is there more to say? Lamar Jackson is playing like an MVP. I'll be honest. I didn't think he was going to perform the way he was going to perform against the Niners, but he did. He literally snatched the MVP trophy away from Brock Purdy, where everybody was like, Brock Purdy is not a system quarterback. He is the MVP. Well, I don't know anymore. This right here has so much importance for both teams. If the Ravens win, they lock up the number 1 seed in the AFC and their division. If the Dolphins win, they have the tiebreaker for the number 1 seed pending next week against the Buffalo Bills. If they beat the Bills next week, they lock up the number 1 seed in the AFC. Those are your top 2 teams right now. Either the Ravens are going to be number 1, or there's a chance the Dolphins could lock up the number 2 and possibly play the Indianapolis Colts in round 1. And I'll be honest, before we get to the numbers and the stats and the hype, I'm just so happy that the Dolphins have a chance to host a home playoff game where you guys know your boy is probably most likely, undoubtedly, going to go. Guys, let's talk about the Baltimore Ravens versus Miami Dolphins right now. These are the stats. Offense and defense. The Miami Dolphins are number 1 in offensive yards. The Baltimore Ravens are number 5. Regards to defense, number 4 for the Dolphins, number 6 for the Ravens. And passing, number 1 for the Dolphins, 21 for the Ravens. But here is the kicker. Rushing is 5 for the Dolphins. Rushing is number 1 for the Ravens. So here is where things get very juicy, right? Even though it's 5 and 1, the difference between both of these two teams is not that much, guys. This is crazy. Lamar Jackson is obviously the key playmaker against this game. The last time they played, if we scroll down just a tad bit more, remember the Dolphins beat the Ravens 42-38 on a last-minute drive, after the Dolphins were losing by 2 touchdowns heading into the 4th quarter. And it was just crazy. Remember, it was 35-38 with 14 seconds left with Miami Dolphins past the Tyreek Hill winning the game. It was a shootout. I'm expecting that same thing this week. It's going to be a shootout. I expect high points. I expect a lot of turnovers. I expect Tua to get pooped on because of the mistakes he's going to make. I expect Lamar Jackson to also get pooped on for the mistakes he's going to make. Both of these two defenses have been playing pretty darn good. Now, if it's not a shootout, it's obviously going to be a field goal game, okay? And it's going to be who's the MVP and the kicker, Justin Tucker or Sanders? Who knows, right? Sanders just hit 5 field goals against the Cowboys, especially the last-minute clinching game-winning field goal against the Cowboys. Guys, what the Dolphins are doing right now is proving a lot of people wrong. They are a Super Bowl contender. Obviously, they already clinched a playoff spot, but can they clinch the division? The AFC, as of now, no team has clinched a division title. Both of these two teams can do it this week. The Ravens win, they're in. They clinch the division and the number 1 seed. Dolphins win, they clinch the division and have the tiebreaker for the number 1 seed. Guys, I have no idea why this game, let me flip back to this. I have no idea why this game has not been flexed for Sunday night. Can you believe that? They have all the power to flex games, but they have not been able to flex this monster of a matchup for basically the number one seed in the AFC. Why? Because both of these two teams already clinched the playoffs. This could possibly be a preview of the AFC Championship if it stays 1-2. I don't understand what the NFL is doing. This game should be flexed. Instead of a 1 p.m. game, it should be flexed to Sunday night. I predict a lot of people will probably see that. So far for team stats, guys, total yards, Miami has 6,300 yards. Baltimore Ravens have 5,700 yards. Passing, 4,100 for the Dolphins, 3,100 for the Ravens. Rushing, again, even though by rankings it did show like a lot. By rankings it did show like a lot. The Dolphins have rushed for over 2,000 yards. The Ravens over 2,300 yards. Yards per play. This is why I know it's going to be a shootout. The Miami Dolphins were averaging 7 yards per play, and the Ravens were averaging 6 yards per play. They have scored 463 points in total for the Dolphins, 417 for the Ravens. Yeah, guys, it's just, come on. I think the biggest difference here is going to be the O-line on both teams, right? If the Dolphins could hold Lamar Jackson inside the pocket, the Dolphins are going to win this game, okay? If Lamar Jackson starts to get out of the pocket and he cannot be contained, and we'll probably see that in the first quarter and the third quarter to see what type of adjustments they make after halftime. If the Dolphins cannot contain Lamar Jackson inside the pocket, the Dolphins have no shot. Lamar Jackson is just so fast, okay? I'm not sure if Van Kinkle or Bradley Chubb could match that speed. I'm not confident in that. Maybe they could. Maybe they could prove me wrong. I'm not sure what Mike McDaniel, the Dolphins, have in plan for that. No idea. And on the other side, Tua has been letting the ball go with less than 2.5 seconds. It's not enough time for that D-line to get pressure on the Dolphins. But if the Ravens could close that first option for Tua, then it's going to be very, very bad for Tua, because Tua is a first read and slinger type of guy. If his first read's not open, then his second read is literally in the same line of vision. If that's not open, it's going to be a hard day for the Dolphins. And that's it, guys. By the time he's on his third read, there's pressure in his face, and it's not going to be good. So it all really depends what the line does. The line of scrimmage is going to control this game. Again, I'm expecting a lot of turnovers, high points, high percentage, great football. This game should be Sunday night. Let me know what you guys think, guys. I am predicting, it sucks to say, I'm predicting the Dolphins and the Ravens are going to go down to the last quarter, to the last drive. And it's going to be the same thing that happened in their last matchup. The Dolphins are going to have the ball in their hands, and they're going to win this game with either a field goal or a touchdown with less than a minute to go. Let's go. If I'm wrong, come back here and comment. Hey, but let's see how it goes. But make sure you hit that like button to make sure you come back to the video to comment and see if I'm wrong or not. Remember, even if you do or don't agree, please make sure to hit the subscribe button, like the channel. See you guys next time. I'll be live streaming the Ravens and the Dolphins game because it's such a great game that we have to do it. I'll see you guys there. Thank y'all for watching. Peace and love. Bye.